Hey guys, it is Kara, and today I wanted to talk about curves. Not of vases, but of human bodies. That sounds weird.
Well, to me it sounded scripted, but I understand you're an entertainer and you want to make people laugh. So from one entertainer to another, I can understand the need for scripting your videos. But can you guess who's going to be the butt of my jokes today?
But today I wanted to share with you guys my message to curvy girls, curvy women out there.
Just curvy women or curvy men? I mean, is it all people with curves? I'm just wondering.
I did a video at the beginning of the year which was my message to girls without curves, and that really seemed to resonate with a lot of you guys, me sharing my own story about it and my thoughts on it. And so I wanted to do the same with curvy women, curvy girls, and just talk a little bit about that.
I'm guessing in your other videos you talked about how you used to be fat. So I guess by SJW standards you're allowed to talk about it. Well, I used to be fat myself, so I guess I'm allowed to talk about it as well.
Because society has an unfortunate habit of shaming people's bodies.
No, as a society we don't shame people's bodies. We do glorify beauty, which I don't believe is a bad thing. But the reason that it's bad to be fat is because it causes health problems. Here, I'll show you. Let's take a look at this article from Slate. Because of increasing obesity rates in the United States, the Army standards now disqualify a large percentage of the population. A study conducted by Army researchers found that 27.1% of the 18-year-olds who applied to join the military in 2006 were overweight, up from 22.8% in 1993. Weight is by far the most common medical reason why potential recruits are rejected from serving. I'm not going to read the rest, I just highlighted it because it kept popping up that stupid Facebook and Twitter thing and blocking it. The Army has been in the game of hiring people who are healthy and eligible to get what they need done for a long time. And I'm sure they have a pretty good understanding of what qualifies as a healthy person. And the reason that they're not recruiting fat people isn't because they're trying to body shame them.
Whatever it is, society will find a way to shame you for it and to...
Whoa, I don't believe so, because we live in a patriarchy, so they don't shame men. Men are on the top.
Make you feel bad about yourself, and it really sucks. One of the weirder things about the idea of the curvy girl is, what does that mean exactly? What do we define as curvy?
Well, I thought feminists and SJWs came up with that term because it makes you feel better about being fat. And I guess curvy would be a little thicker around the edges, not overweight or obese.
Because some people use curvy as a way to say plus size, but plus size is not like overweight. It's not.
Well, by whose standards? By your standards? Who is making up the sizes here? What exactly is your definition of plus size? And I guess what is society's definition, or whoever came up with plus size, what is their definition?
It's not above average. It's incredibly average, actually.
Well, I think you can use context clues to figure this out, that plus usually means extra or an add-on to the original. So size would be original and plus would be extra. So, I mean, goodness, you can't figure that out. Again, this goes back to your definition of what plus size would mean or what curvy would mean. Not necessarily what it actually means.
So you look at some of the plus size models, I'm gonna put some right here, some plus size models. These women are totally normal.
Well, they're normal in the fact that they don't look unhealthy. I mean, yes, they look like they have a little extra weight, except for that last one. If that's a plus size model, that's because she's tall or something.
And this isn't even about making plus size and overweight or fat or whatever synonymous with something bad. It's more about the way that it affects young girls.
Being fat just affects young girls and not young men. Huh. I guess that's equality for you.
So girls who are looking in these magazines and see plus size, and then they have this thought in their head because of the way society's conditioned them and the way people talk about plus size, that okay, plus size is bad.
I thought you guys were pushing for plus size models to be put in magazines. So now you're upset with the label that they're a plus size? I mean, my goodness, man. You people love labels. I mean, what do you want to call them? Just size? These are size. No longer plus. They're just size women.
But wait, this looks like this, which is normal. It's a normal look, but in their head suddenly it's not normal. It's bad.
Well, I guess that's because they have biases against fat women, or you're just claiming to speak for all women that they all think this way.
And then they look at these other women, these non-plus size women, and they say, okay, so this is good. This is what you should want to look like. And it's not always a healthy look.
Unless they have super anorexic girls as the models, it's not an unhealthy look. Or if it's overweight women, then yeah, it's unhealthy. So I think you're getting this backwards. And I know you're about to go with, oh, I'm not body shaming skinny women, so that way you don't get spanked by mommy, the progressives. Can't get spanked by mommy.
Now, not all non-plus size models are starving themselves.
To be a skinny model or to be a fit model, you have to work out. It's not just starving yourself. If you starve yourself, you don't look healthy, you look disgusting.
Or whatnot. But there is a big portion of the modeling community in the industry with eating disorders and with...
And you know, right, because you're in that industry, you know these women. It's not that they work out or do any of that or have strict diets. You know, it's just because they starve themselves, that's it.
Just bodies that are built differently. Oftentimes they're gonna get models who are very, very young, women who are still going through puberty or haven't even gone through it yet, and they'll dress them up, make them look older, and so you have these body types that, you know, a woman who is much older or just built differently might not be able to achieve.
And I'm guessing that's somehow my fault or society's fault. Look, man, if I'm not attracted to you because you're fat, I'm sorry. It's built into me. And if you're not attracted to me if I'm fat or if I'm not your type, that's not your fault. I don't understand why you're trying to force people to like what they don't like. You can't force people to do that.
Am I making sense here? I hope I am. If you guys want a little more information about the modeling industry and the way that it distorts our perception of what is normal, what is healthy, you can watch this TED Talk here. I'll link it in the down bar below as well.
No, they distort reality. It's not real, it's all glamour and glitz. Would have never guessed.
Which brings me back to another point, the idea of what is healthy. What is healthy exactly?
Well, I'm glad you asked. I'm going to go back to the Army's definition of healthy, which if you look at the Army's scale for their weight requirements, they have a minimum and a maximum, and they have your age. And this is what I've used my whole life as my own standards for my body being either underweight or overweight. Because the Army, like I said, has been at this for a while, so I'm sure they've got the science down. So I'm going to bring up the scales for you right now. This is the Army scale for women. I suggest you look it up if you're wondering whether you're underweight or overweight. Just Google Army weight requirements or weight standards. This is what I've gone by my whole life. This is what I suggest other people go by. So if you're feeling like you're too fat or too skinny and you want to be healthy and you're a person that likes to work out and work on their health, you can look at this chart and use it as a guide.
To me, healthy means you're functioning at normal level, you have good levels in your body when it comes to blood sugar and cholesterol.
I don't think those are the only requirements for being medically healthy and fit, but yes, those are some good requirements to consider. The thing is, if you're overweight, you're not going to have that at good levels. So are you shaming those people right now? I don't understand. This kind of contradicts your whole video. So hopefully if you watch my video you can see how hard it is to walk the line of the SJW, because you're going to get spanked by mommy because you just fat shamed.
That isn't always how the media portrays healthy. Media tends to skew it where skinny is healthy and curvy is unhealthy.
Well, I don't think that's skewed. That's a pretty good scale to go by usually.
And that's not really a good thought process to always have, because there's so much gray area between that. There's so many different variables that come into that. A lot of them being genetics. The way that you were born is going to impact what your hip size is, what your breast size is, how tall you are, how wide you are. So much of what your body looks like and how you are seen to the world just comes down to your DNA. I would love to see a day where when we have a discussion about a healthy body, about an ideal body, that we understand that it is going to be different for every single person.
What about this Batman model? Do you think he is all just that fat because of genetics, or do you think that might be a little bit of overeating? But anyway, guys, that's it for me. This video is getting kind of long, and I'm really tired of editing this chick, even though I've tried to be fair and not actually poke too much fun at her, because I really would like her to watch my video and actually, think about the things that she's saying. But, alright. Later, guys.